Good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for coming to see the show today. This show is the result of 5 months of hard work on all of our parts. Okay? With me, I'm Dominic, Colangelo. I'm the director and founder of this show and this company. With me, I have my co-founders and my friends, Mike Sattan, Matt LoVoi, Liam Duffy, and Kush, Shah. Something that's unique about the Suffield Youth Theatrical Troupe, what we are here, is that it was started and is run, with a couple exceptions, by only students 14 and 15 years old. Everyone that runs this show is going to be a freshman in high school next year. So, because of that, we thought that many people would want to get to understand the process that led to this, the thinking behind it, what made us want to do this in the first place. Any questions that you may have about what made this happen, now is your time to ask. If you happen to have no questions, we're going to tell you about our experience and how we feel about it, and what this was like for us. Does anybody have anything to say? Are there any questions? Joseph?
Yeah, we had many people come and just help us set the set or build the stage extensions, as you can see here. We built everything above the curtain. We had also people just come and help and like film people that we didn't need, who weren't there, and other stuff like that. So, any more questions? This is all.
We do. We plan on this not being the last show that we ever do. We have lots of ideas for the future. We have lots of support from a lot of people for the future, so there will definitely be more shows after this one. Yes?
How did you come up with this idea?
Well, this idea was sort of formed 5 months ago. It was basically, Dominic came up to the 5 of us because we were just getting out of another play. And this is like Dominic's dream. This is all of our dreams to do this. And he just said, well, I mean, it doesn't matter how old we are or what we do, as long as we run this production. It's like, I think it's going to be amazing.
That's how he always dresses.
I'd like to know where he got his socks.
Those were donated by one of the cast members. Anybody else have a question? Okay. Hold on one second. Do you have a question, Hannah? All right. When I first had the idea, oh yeah, go ahead. We'll talk about that in a second, okay? When I first had the idea to start something like this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. When I was, I think, 11 or 12, I tried to get a bunch of neighborhood kids together and put on a play in my backyard. Didn't work very well. But I've been acting for about 6 years, and this has always been something that I've wanted to do. Now, these guys I have spent the last 2 years working with through a program through the Suffield Middle School called Unified Theater, which basically allows students to run and direct their own show. After the second year of doing that, I started to think, what if we had the chance to do the same thing, but without the limitations of being in school, of having to stick to a school schedule and being able to create anything that we wanted. Now, of course, I realized that because of money, we can't create anything that we wanted. But we have been able to put together a pretty impressive show, I think. And that's because of many great people, including these 5. If any of you want to talk about what it's been like these past 5 months, writing the show, being at rehearsals, anything, now's the time.
So we started off 5 months ago. Dominic came to us, and of course we had to actually write the script, which is all by ourselves. Another thing is we had to brainstorm all of our ideas, and we had 2 people write our music for us. And you're going to see them in the show. One's going to be playing the guitar here, and another's going to be singing on stage. So that's another thing to be on the lookout for. So when we were writing the play, it took a while. We were writing over the period of around a month, right? So, and that was a lot of work, writing on the script, and of course we had to revise it and also edit and drop things and add things and just tool around with it so we can get the best product that we wanted. So that's what it was like writing the script. I'm not sure what anybody else wants to say.
Yeah, coming into this, I was a little nervous, I guess, because I hadn't done really anything like this besides Unified Theater. I had a lot of questions, and I didn't really know how we would be able to do this, but after about a month, I kind of saw it all coming together, and it was pretty good.
One thing that we had a huge issue with was when we first tried to get somewhere to rehearse. We had many places in mind. We wanted the middle school or the high school or Mapleton Hall. None of those places were available to us for a number of reasons. So finding an actual space to rehearse was an issue that we never encountered. We were lucky enough to find the West Suffield Congregational Church, which not only has room for a stage, but also for tables, for a dinner and a show, which we thought was a fun idea. And another issue that we encountered was when we asked people to be in the show, nobody had any idea what this was. We had no idea what this was at that point. I sent out about 50 emails to different people, asking them to come to this place for a couple hours every week. And I would get lots of emails back from parents asking me, has this ever been done? Do you know what you're doing? And I had to say a little bit of no. You know, we've never done this before. So people trusted us, and that trust allowed us to create what we've done here.
And what we've done here is very good.
Well, we were rehearsing 3 times every week, and most of the time, half the cast wouldn't show up for various reasons. So that was something we had to overcome, but we found people that would help us fill in the spots, so we were very lucky.
Another thing is we put a lot of time, a lot of hard work into this. I remember there were some nights we stayed up till godly hours Skyping, planning what we're going to do the next day. I remember we come here early, we stay later than everybody else. It's just, we put so much hard work and time into it, and I think that all of our hard work paid off, and I hope that everybody enjoys the show.
I just have one more thing to say. I don't know about them. The space that you're in now has been drastically transformed from the way it was when we first arrived. We are very grateful that we get to use this space, but it's not meant to be a theater, it's meant to be a church hall. So for that reason, we had to come in a lot of times and build things, which we loved to do. There's a set you got to see a glimpse of which was donated to us, lots of the pieces, but we built it all ourselves, and the tables and everything. So everything that you're about to see came from a place that was not meant to be what it is, and through months of work, we've managed to make it what it is now. I'm very proud of it, and I hope you enjoy it. Does anybody have anything else to say? All right. I'm gonna get to that. Okay. I'm gonna talk for a couple seconds, you guys, if you're ready. There are a number of people that, without this show, could not have happened. Without these people, I would not be standing here right now in front of all of you. As I mentioned before, a huge issue for us was finding a place that would let us rehearse. And one of the reasons for that was because of insurance. Places didn't want to be held responsible if somebody got hurt during a rehearsal or a show, and we couldn't afford insurance. To solve this problem, we had to find somebody who was willing to sponsor us, to give us their insurance, so that in case of an emergency, we would be covered. We were very lucky to find the Around Town Singers and Orchestra, Mr. Dan Kehoe. I was saying before that when we came, this did not look like a theater. Part of that was that the stage came to where the curtain is now. These extensions here were built for us by the Auchy family. Mason and Matt Auchy built the extensions, and Mrs. Auchy made the curtains that go around the bottom. We're very much There are a number of set pieces and props that we have behind this curtain that were donated to us from a variety of places. Suffield Middle School was very generous in giving us so many things, and also the Red Door Theater gave us a curtain. In addition, Lyle Pearsons of the Red Door Theater was able to come to a rehearsal to watch and give feedback, which was a great help, so we thank them very much. I would like to thank WSCC, the West Suffield Congregational Church, for allowing us to use this space, for allowing us to use so many of their things, for being very flexible with all of our needs. We couldn't be more than thankful to them. Every one of our rehearsals was chaperoned by a parent. We have parents cooking the food and preparing the food in the kitchen. We couldn't have done this without the parents that trusted us and that were willing to help us out and give so much of their time. We thank you also. The show logo, which you saw, was designed by somebody that I went to school with, Dave Dank. He's sitting in the back right there. Stand up there. He was logo by hand. He's a very, very talented kid. Finally, I would like to thank the Suffield Arts Council for donating us, giving to us so much. It was because of them that we could afford these new lights and sound system. It's because of them that we could afford this stage extension. Mr. Joe, I'm going to forget your last name, I'm sorry, he's here today from the Suffield Arts Council, right there. Thank you very much. And now Mr. Kehoe is going to talk for a couple of seconds before we begin.
don't want to go to bed. I don't want to do it. Going to bed is possibly the worst thing ever, Daddy. It's so boring and lonely.
Yes, sweetie, I know. But your mother told me I was have you all tucked in and asleep by the time she returns from her evening bath. And she'll be back any minute now. So you please just stop this whining and go to bed. It would make Daddy so extremely happy.
You can't make me do anything.
Hi, James. Yes, James.
Her Highness is returning and would like to speak to you.
Oh, boy, Gabriella, hurry. Hide under the table and be quiet.
Yes, Daddy.
Good evening, Your Majesty.
Good evening, my lady. How was your bath?
Delightful. How is Gabriella? She is asleep, I assume?
Oh, yes, of course. She's been asleep for quite a long time now. How long ago did she went to bed, James?
Quite a while, sir.
Yeah, that long, exactly. Everything went with that fish. She said her prayers, blew out her candles, and that was it.
Really? She never once cried or complained?
Not even once.
She has never left behind me. Charles,
Yes, dear.
did you hear that noise coming from under the table?
No, I did not.
Really?
You know, really, dear, it's quite late. Why don't you just start heading to bed?
Why, hello there, Gabriella.
Hi, Mommy. Daddy let me stay up late tonight.
Did you now? Well, Mommy's home and it's time to go to bed. Why, James?
Yes, my lady?
Take it to bed, will you?
Yes, of course. But no, Mommy, I don't want to. No.
Come on now, Gabriella.
No. No. Why? Please. No.
Yes, dear.
I thought I told you very clearly that Gabriella was to be in bed by the time I returned from my evening bath.
I remember that.
Well then, may I ask why she was wide awake and hiding under the table?
Well, you see, that's actually quite a funny story. You don't understand. She wouldn't go to bed. I tried everything. There was just no way at all to make bedtime exciting.
No, I do understand, Charles. I love our daughter, but I simply cannot manage to send her to bed without it being an affair that Queen Eleanor can get two kingdoms over. Why do you think I left her with you for a night? I needed a break.
Well, what do you suggest? I'm the king, and I still need to have time to deal with this every single night. And I have other duties I must attend to.
I agree. And this constant battle added far too many wrinkles to my face. Isn't it a pity? We must find a way to make Gabriella go to sleep at the proper time.
Well, what do you suggest?
Perhaps we could hire out the position of a bedtime storyteller to a brave soldier of the kingdom. They would have the heroic job of battling a young, energetic girl at bedtime.
Yeah, no, too expensive. I have a much better idea. The correct dosage of a certain herb will send Gabriella right to sleep at bedtime. Just slip some in her wine and she'll be out like a light. My father did the same thing to me when I was Gabriella's age.
Are you suggesting we drug our daughter? My goodness, Charles. No, we will hire a storyteller. But not just any storyteller. I want only the best for our daughter. I'm leaving you in charge of this. Can you handle that?
Of course I can. I'm the king after all. Now you just go to bed and don't worry about anything. Gabriella won't spend one more night complaining about going to bed. You just wait.
Well, I certainly hope so. Good night, Your Majesty.
That's fire, James.
Yes, Your Majesty?
My God, man, what happened to you?
I followed Her Highness's orders to put your daughter to bed.
Well, I have the pleasure of telling you you'll never have to go through that again. I've decided to hand the position of bedtime storyteller to some poor idiot from my kingdom. I'm making a your job to advertise this. I want people to be so excited that the line of contestant stretches out the door of the palace and all through the kingdom.
I can do that, sir.
Get right on with it.
Yes, sir.
storyteller in all the land. Announcing Charles, King of Camelot.
That's, yeah, let's make it.
Sir already is in Camelot.
It's my kingdom, Philip, I can call it whatever I want. Say world, test it. Squire James, didn't I say one of the test it? That's not good at all.
The King of Binoculars.
Yeah, I don't see anyone.
Well, sir, you see, that's because
Because?
this is everyone that showed up.
All right, I guess we have to make do with what we have then.
Announcing the first contestant for His Majesty's Royal Bedtime Storyteller Competition, Sir Reginald Gifford.
Good morning, Your Majesty. I'm Reginald Gifford.
Yeah, I got that. Why do you think you make a good storyteller, Reginald?
Oh, I probably wouldn't, Your Majesty. See, I'm not good at speaking much, sir. Sometimes things mix up. I mean, mix things up. See, I'm only here because my grandma, she's making me do this.
Yeah, I understand. Why don't you take a seat over there, Reginald?
Yes, sir, thank you. That would be great.
So who's next?
Next is Oliver Lancelot.
Announcing the second contestant for His Majesty's Royal Bedtime Storyteller Competition, Sir Oliver Lancelot.
How's that for a tune?
Fantastic! Spectacular! Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious! Next!
Wait, there's more.
You got to know when to hold, know when to hold, know when to walk away, know when to
Okay, that's enough. Shoot, go. Yeah, go. Yeah, right over there. What's that?
Next we have Gwendolyn. Just Gwendolyn.
Announcing the third contestant for His Majesty's Royal Bedtime Storyteller Competition, Gwendolyn.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're all dead to me.
Yeah, so who's up next?
The Shaggy Knight.
Announcing the fourth contestant and possibly worse for His Majesty's Royal Bedtime Storyteller Competition, Shaggy Knight's Acapella Band.
Shah, Shaggy Knight.
Shaggy Night! We're the Shaggy Night!
Yeah, great enthusiasm. Go take a seat.
Sorry I'm late, guys!
Go take a seat.
And finally, Christopher Leventhorpe.
Announcing the last and certainly the least contestant for His Majesty's Royal Bedtime Storyteller Competition,
take a break. We'll resume after lunch.
Of course, I will interview contestants while you're gone.
Yeah, you do that.
It is lunchtime, and the maids will bring you lunch in the other room. Please leave. Please.
It's no use.
What is it, dear?
It's plastic storyteller competition. Have you seen the wonderful collection of oaths we have out there? All winning the crown, royal storyteller. It's pathetic. None of them will ever be able to take Gabrielle at that time.
No, don't be so negative, dear. Perhaps there are some surprises in store for you. You never know until you give them a chance. I wouldn't give up hope quite yet. I have faith in the good people of Camelot, and you should too.
You're right. Of course. I should give them all a chance. Not that I have another choice.
Yes, and you should also get your foot off the table. Thank you. What's that in your hand?
A fine Chianti, straight from King Lorenzo's vineyard, stored in the finest oak barrels with just a hint of vanilla and citrusy tang. It brings out in your old, you know, just right on the bottom.
Your other hand.
Oh, a copy of Storytelling for Dummies.
Charles, there's no reason you didn't have that. Everything will work out just fine. Here, why don't you give that to me before anyone sees you with it? Now, you finish your lunch with your feet on the floor, and then return to your competition and find us the best storyteller in 5 kingdoms.
Yes, ma'am.
And first, my interview will be with Reginald Gifford. So, why don't you tell us about your childhood?
My childhood, I don't really like talking about it because my parents, they accidentally fell off the roof while they were stargazing, so Granny raised me. I hate Granny Sammy. She's the one that made me come to this competition in the first place. And I don't really want to be here because I'm not that good at storytelling.
Okay, what's your greatest dream?
That's easy. That a beautiful queen will run off from her husband, the king, and marry him.
That's great. Your Majesty, I don't know how it all started. I was interviewing and then this happened.
Everyone, take a seat. Yeah, come on, everyone, take a seat. Yeah, you go take a seat. So, who's up first?
Us! Not us! Marcus. I know.
Fantastic.
So one time I was telling a story about a baby bird, how I saw it eat its own mother, and the rest of the birds. Then some child threw them in their lunch. So now I hate telling stories.
Your Majesty, I'll go next.
I will go, Your Majesty, and I will show these peasants how to tell a proper story.
Please, no, Your Majesty.
Reginald Gifford.
What? Yes.
Why don't you present your story for us?
Story. Okay. Once, upon a cold, wet night, a fearsome, a baker. Once upon a cold, wet night, a fearsome baker decided to make the biggest dumb cake in all the land. No, drum cake. No, crumb cake. Yes, the biggest crumb cake in all the land. But there was one problem. He didn't know how to make crumb cake. He let out a mighty chortle, and wandered his way down to his baker basement to grab a secret crumb cake recipe book. But it was gone. The baker screamed, "That pesky bear is at it again. He always steals my recipes, but this time it's personal." He had been mentally preparing for this enormous crumb cake for many moons, and now it's gone.
You mean bear, right? B-E-A-R, not beer, bear.
Ah, yes, bear. Once upon a cold, wet night, a fearsome,
Why
fearsome.
don't you just restart from where you left off? Yeah.
Ah, yes, you were one right. The baker had had it with this menacing bear, and decided it was time to annihilate it from existence and spank it many times on its bare body. Oh, shucks, that's too mean. I love bears. I mean, you'll give it a great bear hug. Until it was so bashful it couldn't show its cute bear face around these parts anymore, and so the baker set off with his best friend, Simon the Mouse, to find the bear and give it a bear hug.
Very nice job, darling.
Darling, you mean you?
Oh no, I did not intend.
My wildest, most wonderful dream has come true.
Well, I don't know.
Sir Lancelot,
But it,
I have to interview all these sentences, and my question for you is, what is your greatest fear?
Oh, you asked me my greatest fear is. Small small dogs. They just terrify me. Those teeth, those eyes. My mother once brought me home a chihuahua and bit me right by the smell of it. You see the size of the scar? It haunts me day in and day out. But I bear the pain for my parents.
So we have Sir Lancelot up. Why on earth did you make us?
His strength infatuates me.
Don't worry, Your Kingship. I have a fantastic story in store for you. 'Twas the eve of my great feasting day, January the 1st, and I was out searching for a briefly snack. But alas, there was no sugar, so I ran as fast as I could to the supermarket.
Sir Lancelot, come back. No, you're not done yet. Why don't you intrigue us with one of your many fascinating and heroic stories of slaying dragons, as opposed to this horribly terrifying one of food? Yes, of course I should.
Once upon a midnight dreary, I had a dream which revealed the location of the beautiful princess Colangelo, the same beauty in this room. Here's the kicker. I did not her consciences. She wasn't cooperating.
Wait, what? I don't remember this. But then again, I don't remember most things since I banged my head against the wall 100 times.
And so, as I was carrying the princess on my back, walking through the castle, I encountered a beastly ogre and some kind of talking donkey. There was a moment of silence when I stared into the beast's eyes. You talking to me? Want to tussle? Stop. I had no other choice. I began to sing I thought love was only true in fairy tales, meant for someone else, but not for me. Love was out to get me, that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all of my dreams. I saw her face, now I'm a believer, not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love, I'm a believer if I try. I thought love was more or less a give and take. Seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Then I saw her face, now I'm a believer, not a trace down in my mind. I'm in love, I'm a believer if I try. Love was out to get me, that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all of my dreams. What's the use in trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Then I saw her face, now I'm a believer, not a trace down in my mind. I'm in love, I'm a believer if I try.
Is Gwendolyn back yet? Where is she? She's so... Hi, Gwendolyn. So, for your question, I have for you with. Why don't you just tell us about when you grew up?
Okay. I had two best friends growing up. We did everything together. One was named Rainbow. She was a peacock. And the other was named Lenny. He was a big dog. We had so much fun. One time, I decided to see what would happen if I locked them in a cage together for 2 weeks with no food. Well, Lenny ate Rainbow, so I ate Lenny.
Okay, why don't you have a last name?
We couldn't afford one in my family. Not since the day.
Okay, thank you.
So who do we have up next?
Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn what?
Just Gwendolyn. It's a long and complicated story.
Gwendolyn, why don't you present?
Okay, this is a story about a boy and his dog. A boy's best friend, a dog that would be walking on hand for all I can see. Out in the road, cars flying past, shame their friendship did not last. The dog got hit by a horse, splattered, of course. With the dog fell the boy's tears. Good thing the boy was not scared. The dog came back one lonely night. The boy was shocked, left in his fright. His fear was too harsh for his soul. He ended up in a hole.
She's beautiful.
I think I'm gonna be sick. Wait! Daddy?
Oh, yes, sweetie.
Is anybody going to play with me tonight?
No, not today, sweetie. We're trying to find you a bedtime storyteller.
Well, Phil the trucker has been playing music, and his big toy bags. It kind of makes me sleepy.
Oh, sir! Philip can't do anything other than announce people. He's really my unpaid butler. Maid, send her to bed.
Next.
You see, I'm from Scotland, so what I'm about to tell you is quite disgraceful. I see freedom.
English tea?
Oh, what have I done? My heritage!
So, who do we have here?
My name's Christopher Leventhorpe. I'm Scottish, and I hate those bloody British buffoons with all my heart. How dare you, crumpet stuffers!
Do you have a story for us?
Once upon a time, there were two sheep. The first sheep's name was Blair, and the second sheep's name was Blair. Now, Blair and Blair were very good friends, and I always ate grass together on their pasture. But one day, unfortunately, the grass got rather brown. On the other side, however, they could see fields of delicious green grass. So one day, Blair and Blair decided to go across the bridge to eat the grass. But on the way, they encountered an evil, hairy, fat, crumpet-stuffing goat named Winston Churchill. And he said, "No eating grass on my side of the pasture." And the sheep replied, "Nothing. They're sheep."
Is
that all?
Of course that's not it. Don't you want to hear the resolution to the story? Don't you want to know what happened to the poor sheep?
I suppose.
Well, Blair was very intent on eating some green grass, but Blair was afraid of the goat. And hold on a second. I need more ale. And Blair was afraid of the goat because, you see, the goat had big, sharp hooves, and it had ferocious, long horns. And you see, the sheep, they were just fat. They were really fat. See, they were really fat.
Thank you. Why don't you go take a seat over there? Well, I want to certainly thank all the contestants for coming today. I gotta say, I was definitely, we'll say surprised with the amount of talent in this room. Results will be posted on the palace door soon. Now get out of my house.
Please. We won! We won!
I can't wait to win so I can teach that real world. I'm too tired for this.
I love everybody here. We both know who won this, don't we?
We don't get it.
Ah, my man.
wasn't one person that wasn't too drunk, too violent, yeah, or just plain bad. Squire James,
Yes, Majesty?
send out a notice. No one won this competition.
Yes, sir.
Deputy Phillips is good.
Young Kate Butler.
Who announces people?
Yes, Daddy, that's the one.
I can get him. I don't think he can do much. Keep him alone.
Trumpeter, come in our quarters right away.
Yes, my lady.
Serenade us with your trumpet and send my daughter to the realm of sleep. Blah, 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 blah. No one won this competition. Her.
At 20 sheep, it says by decree of Charles, King of Camelot, the official bedtime storyteller is to be Philip the Trumpeter. To all their contestants, so valiant effort was put to your storytelling. Your services will not be needed. Please remember to attend the annual Philip the Who? The court trumpeter. What a disgrace! I by far the best storyteller in all the land. No one can rival my storytelling.
Grammy is going to make me sleep on the roof again.
Leave it to the bloody British. The lobster backs, the crumpet stuffers. Oh my! I hate all of them. I hate all of them.
Good riddance.
More ass we playing here. I really glad I win. I'm Lancelot after all. Sir, Lancelot. The one and the only.
My one and only. And that is the story of how Princess Gabriella found her bedtime storyteller. As for the other contestants, well, Christopher Leavenworth moved back to Scotland with his parents, where he could enjoy the secret collection of English tea for all eternity. As for Reginald Gifford, well, he finally moved out of his grandmother's house and joined the Royal Ballet of Camelot. Sir Lancelot and Gwendolyn ran off to the real Camelot and got married. Sir Lancelot later became a knight at King Arthur's Round Table. After patching things up with Marcus, the Shaggy Knights moved back to Australia, where they enjoyed some local fame after performing at a country tavern called the Outback. As for everyone else,
Kush, can you Thank you all so much for coming. I hope you really enjoy the show. One thing, there are people down here that helped us out so much. I would love to tell you who they are. This is Zawawi. She designed all of our costumes. This is Eddie Goffin. He was on the curtain backstage. This is Mike Gregorio. He was in charge of all backstage. I have here Kush, Shah, and Mason Auchy in the tech booth back there. And our wonderful guitarist, insanely talented, Brandon Dyer. Also, two people who could not make it today, but have helped us out tremendously, Vera Raskina and Alyssa Russo, who filled in for people when they couldn't come and work backstage. I would one more time just like to thank everyone that helped this become a great show. Thank you for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the show. Thank you.
On behalf of the cast of Sleepless and Camelot, we would like to thank you for your services. We'd like to thank you for your services.
So we're going to present you with
It's practically awesome.
There you go. You guys can go talk to other people. Remember, we're going to take pictures in about a half hour of the whole cast. That's all. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you enjoy the show.
Thank you.